Imagine you just got your hands on a new version of one of your bucket list cars and want to take excellent care of it. So you bring it to a place like Bespoke Paint Protection and told us, I want the works. I want everything you guys can do to take care of my car as best as possible. Luckily, you don't have to imagine, because that's what this video tells you all about. We have a buddy named Brandon who's local and a previous customer of ours. He also has a YouTube channel called Texas Revving. You can check out his kind of before and after of this experience on his channel. But what we did was said, hey, let's show everybody everything that you can do at a place like Bespoke Paint Protection. PPF, ceramic coatings on the outside and the inside. The only thing we didn't do was tint because he already had that on the car. But this video is a breakdown of what we would call the Bespoke Premium Package. In the world of paint protection, cleanliness is holiness, but not just for aesthetics. A thorough wash is vital to ensuring a quality PPF install as well. So the first step in a full service bespoke experience is to remove all surface dirt and debris, including the extra step of cleaning areas like the door jambs underneath the hood and around edges where the film will be tucked. Doing so ensures the film will be less likely to peel up after the install, but also we want to be sure that dirt from other areas doesn't get accidentally picked up and trapped underneath the film while we work. And speaking of additional preparatory steps, just giving the car a bath isn't enough. Some deep cleaning is necessary for ideal results. So the second major step is to clay bar all areas where PPF and ceramic coating will be applied. Even after a professional wash, if you run your hand across a panel of the car, you can usually still feel a subtle rough texture from contaminants that are trapped in the clear coat. So removing those contaminants to leave a nice smooth and ultra clean surface is the objective of this step, and you'd be surprised by how much material gets picked up in the clay. Plus, a close inspection will typically find some larger deposits that you can see with the naked eye, but won't easily come off with just soap and a wash mitt. Aside from the skill required to install PPF, these preparatory steps are a big part of what you're paying for as a customer to get a high quality install. Once the clay has done its job, we get to the main course. Time to install some SunTek Reaction Paint Protection film. Luckily, since this GT500 is relatively new, we can use software in our plotter to create computer cut patterns that will cover most of the car. By the way, we have a video all about bulk or custom PPF installs for cars where you can't do this. If you want to learn more about that, we've got a link here. Typically, the pre-made patterns are pretty good, but with our own experience, our installers often like to make subtle tweaks in the software to specific parts of the pattern before it gets cut to match how we like to install the film. Once the patterns are made from a roll, a large section is slapped onto a peel board and the individual pieces can be transferred from the backing to the car. If you've seen PPF installed before, you'll notice it's kind of a messy job, or at least a wet one. But there is some method to the sloppy madness that may not be obvious. During the initial process of placing PPF on the car, it may seem like the installers are just blasting squirt bottles of water all over the place, and they kind of are, but it's not just water. There are two distinct applications at work. One bottle will have what we call slip solution, while the other attack solution. In our case, slip is a combo of reverse osmosis filtered water with a few pumps of Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. That creates a nice clean lubrication that allows the film to be adjusted without activating the adhesive too soon. Once in place, the tack, which is a combo of the same filtered water and alcohol, is liberally used to wash out all of the slip solution so the adhesive can begin to stick, and a squeegee can be used to begin tacking down key partitions of the film. There's a bit of a rinse and repeat cycle to the process, and the installers work in a purposeful, controlled direction to lay the film down while making sure everything stays properly aligned. A major challenge in professionally installing PPF is that even with a good pattern, the shapes, curves, and angles of most body panels don't allow for the film to just effortlessly lay down with perfect coverage. The material usually needs to be mildly stretched, and the nature of flat materials don't get along with curves. Imagine trying to wrap a basketball in Christmas paper without making any creases. That's an exaggeration, but a lack of patience and experience can result in stretch mark or fingers in the film, causing a less than ideal install. Once each piece of film has been tacked down and we're happy with the placement, and have double checked that there are no bits of debris underneath, Then a heat gun is carefully used to tuck around edges where possible and make sure that untucked sections and relief cuts are thoroughly adhered. The last step is to hand cut excess film. This is a challenging step and not everyone does it well. We've seen plenty of crooked lines or cuts that go too deep and scar the actual paint. So once again, steps like this are what really separate amateurs from the pros. For full coverage, installing PPF takes a few days in most cases, depending on how many cooks are in the kitchen. But even with the aggressive bumpers, hood vents, and the big wing, we knocked out full coverage on Brandon's Mustang with little trouble. So now we move on to 4 different types of ceramic coating services. Bespoke Paint Protection is proud to be an authorized Modesta coating shop. Modesta is a company based out of Japan, and their coatings are all custom designed in-house and only available at approved professional shops. You can't buy them over the counter. The first coating option is Modesta EGC, exterior glass coating. Just like we prep the paint for PPF, when applying a coating to glass, just washing isn't enough. This is actually one of my favorite coatings to see applied because before the coating goes on, we use another Modesta product called cerium compound to ultra clean the glass. We did a 50-50 side-by-side comparison to show just how drastic of a difference there is between a windshield that appears clean, but is still covered with tiny contaminants, versus the windshield that has been truly treated with the compound prior to applying the coating as a protective layer. After the glass, we move to Modesta LPS, or Leather Protection System. The seats in this car are a mix of leather and suede. LPS serves to resist stains, but another large benefit is that it protects against abrasions as well by creating a low friction layer on high traffic areas like armrests and bolsters. For the suede and floor mats, we make use of Geon Fabric Coat. It's a spray-on product that offers comparable protection without reducing the friction properties that you actually want to help hold you in your seat and maintain a consistent grip on the steering wheel. With the interior protection complete, it's time to move on to the body. Some modern top-tier paint protection films do have a ceramic-like top coating with comparable properties, but even the best versions currently don't last nearly as long as the dedicated coatings like the Modesta options that we use. For Brandon's car, we went with Modesta BC08. When applied and cared for properly, BC08 produces excellent hydrophobic properties with resistance to etching and chemical abuse for 3 to 5 years depending on circumstance. And thanks to the already installed PPF, the prep work has already been done. BC08 is applied to a new applicator pad with a dropper and then spread across a section of the car in repeating motions. Then that area is allowed to flash for a couple minutes while the next section is applied. A clean cloth is used to wipe the original area, and the process is repeated in sections around the vehicle. The fourth and final ceramic treatment option offered by Bespoke is a Modesta BC06 wheel coating. BC06 is designed to defend against brake dust sticking to the wheels and is heat-proof up to 1300 degrees, so it lasts even when the car is driven hard, which also makes it great for protecting painted calipers. As with every other step, we deeply clean the wheels, but one big difference is that this coating is actually airbrushed onto the wheels and the calipers to make sure it coats all the sharp angles and crevices. Once the entire body and the wheels have been expertly coated, the true last step is to cure the entire thing with an IR lamp. Roughly 10 minutes per area will complete the bond with the paint and guarantee that the coating is ready to do its job when the customer picks up the car.
I guess not noticing the PPF is how you guys did a good job.
That's the idea, yeah.
Exactly. I'll take your word for it. It's on there. Cool.